Hello, Desert Mountain members, and welcome to the Desert Mountain Podcast. My name is Michael Craven. Full table today, Kim Atkinson. Hello, Kim.
Hello, Michael.
Todd Bohn. How are you, Todd?
Great. How about you all?
Oh, man, we're doing great. Patrick McKenzie down at the end. How you doing, Patrick?
I'm doing great. Always good to have Todd.
Well, we're in his office, as we always say we are. We're out here at, Todd, you want to introduce us?
Yeah, we're at the new Renegade practice facility looking out. So for those who haven't seen it yet, you got the glimpse behind us right now. So
It's beautiful.
There were some tarps on there for a while. No longer. Now you can see them in all their beauty. The bunkers back there.
That's right.
Bunkers are popping.
Popping.
Yeah.
Rolling out the white carpet in the bunkers.
And the great thing is they're not sand.
No.
That's white carpet back there. So little
Is it pretty comfortable?
little low maintenance tip. Yeah. you could go roll around on it if you wanted to.
Well, they're going to look beautiful always. That's the main thing.
Well, we should probably warn members. We've learned a few things when we position Todd in front of the switchboard over here.
I have to keep a close eye on him during this podcast today.
There could be some crazy sound effects.
Random
happening.
noises.
Feel free.
Todd, you got anything for us?
Okay. Yep, there it is.
And
He's
there
learning
you
the
have
board.
There we have it. So just be ready for that, members.
It's like
today.
playing the game memory, remembering what all those
You
are.
got to pick the right one.
Well, Kim, we're out here because we have deemed this Turf Week.
Yes.
And there's been a lot going on this week. Todd, you had John Deere here this week.
I did.
Filming. There was a huge film crew here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So, got a phone call a while back that our partnership with John Deere obviously is very strong, and we're very proud of it. But they're doing a featuring top clubs and courses in the country, and featuring the people that maintain it and put it together every day for the membership. And they're doing it in a really cool way. For a lot of people, there's going to be some people that are going to be nervous, including I was a little bit, but they're doing it in a way to where they're getting you out on the golf course with them, playing golf with them in a very relaxed environment. So for most people, playing golf is relaxing, but for me, who doesn't play a ton and practice in front of a bunch of cameras and stuff, it was a little...
You were soaking it up. I mean, come on. You were loving it.
It was fun, but it was nerve-wracking, so I got a respect for that now of how to do that. But it was a lot of fun. I'm excited to see it when it's done. They wanted us to pick our favorite hole and kind of at our favorite courses, and they do normally at a place they'll do one shoot, and that's it.
Yeah.
For us here, they did two, which was really cool. So they're going to feature one, and then they'll have a YouTube channel coming out that they're going to put this all on and use this material to just enhance the profession of what we do, to entice people to come be a part of it. Obviously, there's some marketing in that as well, but just it was just a lot of fun, and showing how you play golf and what you do, and in a fun setting. And when you see it, you guys were my witness.
We were there.
We were there.
I had no retakes. So
Not a one.
So when you see it, but we played 18 at Outlaw, the first, which is one of my favorite holes out here, and it's a tough golf course. That's the first time I played it too, by the way, that hole. And then we played Chiricahua number 7 in the afternoon or evening with the beautiful light and everything.
That never gets old over there. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, and gave them a glimpse into Desert Mountain in kind of my career path. They wanted to know kind of how I got here, and then I was also able to bring in some of our teammates that take care of that and put some of my guys on equipment getting filmed, and they really dig that and love that. So it was fun. It was a good day.
Kind of the turf guys behind the scenes, walking the walk on the course with John Deere.
It was. It was fun, and I think there's quite a bit of blooper reel out from it too. I think from that day as well.
Did they have an audio board?
They didn't have an audio
with
board.
Oh boy.
No, because I could have done that, but they didn't have it.
Probably a good thing.
You know what I will say? It was a great showcase of the courses. They had a lot of cameras out there, a lot of drones. I'm sure they will look beautiful.
Yeah.
Chiricahua and Outlaw will both look great. And, as much as I'd like to give you a hard time, you did hit some good shots, Todd. You had a great drive on 18, and you had a good drive on 7 at Chiricahua too. And then came in, and I don't know if you ended up parring or what you did.
I ended up parring it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed a birdie putt barely, but yeah, with my golf game being, you don't know what you're going to get. You can have good moments and bad moments. I guess thankfully I had a good moment right there, at least for me.
Ice in the veins. Ice in the veins.
I don't know about that, but
that's going to be great. It'll be great when it comes out. Did they give us an idea of when this little show comes out?
Not yet. They're here in town shooting a couple other places this week, and then they got to go back and put all of it together. And
but members will have a quick little.
It'll be out.
Kind of a teaser, I guess, with the jam this week, Kim.
Yeah, we'll show them a little behind the scenes, and then when it rolls out, we'll obviously share it with all of our members, and it'll be a great recruiting tool for you, which is another thing that we're talking about this week, is bringing in the next generation of agronomists. So I know we've been hard at work putting together some recruitment video with your team, and they are just outstanding group of professionals. So well done assembling these guys and gals. I mean, what a team.
Well, thank you. It wouldn't work without this team right here supporting it, and so I'm very grateful for that. Just given, when you're attracting people to come work for you now, like you kind of go in these cycles of what you do, and now it's turned into a lot of visual for these students and people wanting to see where they're going to go work and what they're going to do, and so a lot more visual content and less like written on a piece of paper.
Yeah,
and that seems to be what's getting these kids more fired up to come and want to come be a part of it. And what better backdrop
I was going to say
than we got here at Desert Mountain
something to show.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of cheating compared to some of the other people.
It's really not fair
with our backdrop and nature and everything around us. And so it just made a lot of sense for us to do that. And I really wanted to showcase my team of individuals as well, of who run these things, and kind of the guys that are really behind the scenes, who I feel guilty sometimes because they're not up more in front to get the accolades and to do things and the things that I want. And so I think it's going to be a home run. And obviously with these two guys' touch on the end here, at the end, I know it'll be really good.
I would be remiss not to mention, because you're right, the beauty of the property is going to sell itself in a way, but your guys had amazing things to say about working here, and I think the membership would be happy to know. I mean, they talked about the culture, they talked about just having a place like Desert Mountain on their resume. They're proud to show up here to work every day. They enjoy their coworker. I mean, everything that we heard was positive, and it was like almost another thing with every interview that we did. Yep. So you got a happy crew.
Well, good. Yep. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. And I'd be remiss, before we move on to other topics on the producer side, Margaret Stewart from our team is kind of behind the scenes, putting all the pieces and parts together and working with these two on the production side. And she just won an Emmy. She's an Emmy award-winning producer.
Where's the soundboard for that?
Pick one time.
Do it
right.
right.
Pick the right one.
Okay.
There we go.
She won an Emmy because we recruited her out of Channel 3 News. Sorry, Channel 3, our win. And she was just notified a few weeks ago that she won a Rocky Mountain Emmy.
That's awesome.
Huge shout out to Margaret.
Right.
And Margaret is a huge part of our team. I mean, she coordinates all the stuff for us.
Yes.
She's there on the shoots, so she's not here today, but huge shout out, Margaret.
That's because she's working on the Mountain Minute.
Yeah, exactly right.
So this is the first time I think we've done a podcast on the same day that we're actually sending it out to the members. So that's kind of a big deal. Sorry, Pat. Thank you. And let's
get hot off the press.
It kind of helps though with this particular topic because we do have things changing. It's live grass doing its thing, and you're just there with the, leading the orchestra.
I sure try sometimes. It's
Wait, do you have the magic wand sound effect?
I don't know.
Which
do
one
we have
is
a
that?
magic wand?
That one's even fuzzy with me.
Which one is it?
I think it's here.
I think.
Oh, I was right. I was
You
right.
were right. I was wrong. All right.
So,
Moving on. Okay. We don't have a magic wand, but we've got a lot of science and we've got a lot of great teammates. So last week you hosted a series of member meetings, coffee talks, where we kind of use that opportunity to not just talk about this wonderful driving range behind us, give members an update on what's going on with Renegade, but you did a little round the mountain update with each of the courses too. So I think rather than kind of rehash that, what we wanted to do today was maybe ask and help share what were some of the key themes that came out of those sessions with questions that the members who did attend, because we probably had a good couple of hundred after all the different series that we have. We tend to host multiple meetings when we do these things so that we can meet different schedules and time frames. And so what were some of those questions that you felt were kind of the common ones that came out?
Well, there was a lot of really good feedback, and I appreciated it. I like that forum, being in front of people and talking. And when you're passionate about something, hopefully like I am, but you like to share it with people. And it's an easy setting for me in that sense because I love what I do, and so I'm able to share it. But some of the common things, with regards to Apache and Chiricahua right now in 7, which are three of our cool season turf courses for the year, ryegrass courses, obviously is people are starting to come back and play. And, when they left in May, everything was in really, really good shape. And then when we come back in October, we're not in as good a spot as we were in May. And so that's a tough thing to understand. And so the common answer to that is we had summer.
Right.
And growing ryegrass up here in the desert is a challenge in the summer. I mean, that's why more people down the valley don't do it. We are up here at an elevation where we can do it, where we have the benefit to do it. Now, it doesn't make it easy, and it doesn't mean that we're totally scot-free of any issues or struggles along the way either. We were really good until about the end of August, and then if you were here in the summer, the beginning of September, the monsoonal storms kept coming. Humidity levels were through the roof this year for a lot longer. I think we set a record. I can't remember what the exact stats are, but our days of humidity were stronger, our temperatures were higher. And that's the number one detriment to that ryegrass is high humidity, high temperature, the combination, especially at the end of the summer when the grass is just kind of tired. It's been through the heat. It's kind of exhausted its carbohydrate load, which is its root structure, and it's just ready to go. And so the challenge for our team is hanging on to that ryegrass through that small stretch of time, but we get so many other benefits for the ryegrass for the other several months out of the year. The other 9-10 months out of the year, the ryegrass is beneficial. So when they come back, we're in the process of in a transition. We open our golf courses at like 80%, 75 to 80%, because the alternative is that our golf courses are closed like everybody else up and down Pima in the month of October. We're able to have golf course open, even though it's 70 to 80%. We feel like that our membership is a good thing to have golf.
They'd rather play golf
in October on an 80% golf course, and one that's going to continue to get better as the weather goes. This beautiful day today and the beautiful weather we've had over the last couple of weeks, I've seen a tremendous amount of recovery and growth happening. My team's working hard on continuing to intercede in these areas. The kind of pocked up or the spotty areas and some of our rough areas on all three of those courses we'll fill in. The rough's a little tall right now. It's a little wet. We're still watering a ton of seed to try to get those areas to fill in. We have to keep the rough height cut up for 2 reasons. Sorry, there's a fly crawling in my ear there. We have to keep the rough height up for a couple reasons, and one is so we don't detriment the young seedlings that are coming up. But the second thing is it's traffic. Every time we mow, it's traffic out on that rough, and so we're trying to mitigate as much traffic too during this time to have everything grow. In about another 3 to 4 weeks, we're going to be sitting, and a lot of this will subside, and we'll be in pretty good shape. We are far ahead of where we were last year. We didn't open Chiricahua and Apache last year till like October 18th in that time frame. We opened them October 3rd this year.
Great.
So, we felt we're in a good spot. I like where we're headed. I like what we're doing. We're not perfect. I'll be the first one to say that, but we're coming on, and we're going to be good, and I think we're getting better and better every day.
And just back to creating more golf days on the calendar for and the tee sheets for members to book.
Yeah.
I mean, that couple of weeks in October is huge, and it's really kind of cruel to have this weather start to be like, I can go outside now because it's nice, right? Up here, it's always nice. Let's put it that way. It's always nice. We got the 10-degree break here in the summertime. But, when it's just like, okay, this is perfect golf weather. Oh, the courses are closed. Well, not here. We have that opportunity. So we're grateful that we can do what we can. And I know that the guys are out there just making it happen and making things improve on an ongoing basis.
Yeah, it's always a tough decision for us because we don't want to tell a member no or anything, but we also have to have the outlook of the long range vision in mind, and everything we do decision wise is setting up the future to be better, and we want to be really good throughout the whole winter instead of sacrificing here short term to provide people what they want and then sacrifice with like carts and stuff like that out on these areas before they're ready.
Yeah.
And so that's always a tough call for me and everything. It's not a fun one, but it's one that I think and I believe in and we have to do to have the conditions we do.
Okay. So back to the meeting and the tour. So we took carts full of members and took them all around Renegade. What were some of the holes we stopped at?
So we came out and looked at this beautiful driving range first and talked about all the benefits and the features here. I won't go through it all right here, but the new Bermuda grass, obviously the redesign of the range that you see behind us, the wedge range area that you see off to our left shoulder, with the artificial greens and all of that, and really had a lot of really positive feedback, and I think it's going to be an awesome facility for our members to come down here and practice. So we saw that. And then we drove up and we saw the short game. The short game area is under construction still. Gave them a tour of seeing it under construction, the 3-acre area that they're going to have to chip and work on their short game. We looked over at the clubhouse that's going up that you can kind of see behind us, the vertical structure, some of the elevator shafts and the walls that are starting to go up with Todd Bohn and his team. Then we went out and we visited number 1. Because number 1 was where we did most of the changes that we made, where we moved the bunkers and fixed the green, fixed the white green, moved a bunker to white green, showed all of that. And then we went and visited number 2.
It's your favorite?
Because, what's that?
It's one of your favorites.
Well, number 2 was, I guess, my favorite because that was the first hole that we seeded.
Yeah.
And so we were able to show them what the turf's going to look like because it's pretty well grown in and where we're at and kind of what to expect and what the tees look like, the new leveled up tees, and everybody was like, wow, this is cool. This is what we want. This is really kind of back to where we thought it was going to be. So that was great. And then we took them on a drive and, we showed the changes we did on the left side of 3 fairway where we kind of picked up an area right there that was kind of a valley area that was really rejective. And we corrected that. We drove through 4, we drove to 5 and showed where we picked up the front left of the fairway down there where balls used to run off the first fairway into the wash all the time, and where we slowed that down. Then we went up by the green and we made a pretty good changes up at the white green at number 5. We removed the bunker on the front left of the green, and then we picked up that green and made that green so your ball wouldn't run off as hard back to the back wash. And I've told everybody in that group, I'm not going to correct a bad shot. So if you hit a bad shot, I'm not saying you never can go back there, but a good shot is going to be rewarded on that. If you skull a shot or do something, you're still going to run through there. So that and number 1 green as well, the white green on 1, same thing there. And then we drove and we kind of drove through 6, 7, and 8. We saw the new bunker that was put in on 6 in between the greens. We put the old bunker back. There was a bunker there, then it went away and it became washed, and now it's back, a formal bunker. And then we kind of went through 7, saw we're removing the fairway bunker in the middle and made a few changes on the fairway. And then number 9, green was where we stopped again. And we talked about all the big changes to the green. Again, that green was rejective and ran off to the washes. We've helped that slow the ball down so you have a chance. Shorten the bunker in the front right of the green so you don't always hit into the bunker when you hit over that if you're bailing out to the right. And just a lot of really good things, and excited for it. And the feedback was overwhelmingly positive from those tours and that. And so we had a good day.
That's fantastic.
Good couple days, I guess.
Yeah, really. A couple days. Back to backs. And so with the range that we're on, you started to talk about that too. I went on that tour. I was out with our golf and agronomy committee as well, and tons of positive feedback. The grass is a little different. So what are we doing with the turf here?
So we've installed some newer varieties of Bermuda grass that are kind of state of the art. They're newer to this area. One of them's a little older to this area, but one of them's really brand new to this area. We're one of the first with it. We have Tiff Tuff, which is right here that we're sitting on and kind of behind us and on the floor of the range. It's a newer variety of Bermuda that's more drought tolerant. It's a little more aggressive grower. It's got a little better color than some of the older varieties. We'll talk about this more in our presentations for Cochise coming up.
Okay.
But when you go out on Cochise and Geronimo, there's like 6 or 7 different or more. We haven't identified them all. Different varieties of Bermuda out there that kind of give it that patch quilt look at certain times of the year. So we're wanting to watch these varietals here to understand that if the membership votes to do the renovation or the restoration of Cochise, the restoration, that we will be using these varietals possibly in that. So we wanted to put them in here to kind of watch it, manage it, see how they perform, get member reaction, that sort of thing. On the tee, we have a turf called Tahoma Bermuda grass, which is brand new to this area. Not very many people have it. It's a turf that's been used on a lot of ball fields, sports applications, starting to come into golf. It's a very fine textured Bermuda. It almost looks like a cool season turf when you're on it, like a ryegrass almost. It's got a very vibrant blue color. This over here to our right now isn't real vibrant because we're getting ready to drop some overseed into it on Friday. So we've got it kind of mowed down a little bit. We're going to do a very light overseed on it this year. I don't want to do a full heavy overseed because we'll choke out that Bermuda, but we're going to do a very light one on this one, and we just did it on Apache as well on the new tee because this is the same grass that's at Apache. And the first year you can't pound it with overseed or you'll put the Bermuda in trouble.
No pounding or choking.
Yeah, no pounding or choking. So we want to make sure we have the Bermuda come back out next summer healthy and in good stand, and then we can start doing our normal overseeding the following year. But so we're in preparation for that. But this new Tahoma is awesome. We really like it. The texture of it, it's another drought tolerant, very high performer. And so we're just kind of playing with it. And then one of the questions always that comes up to me is everybody knows I came from the Midwest where it was zoysia country, and everybody's kind of intrigued with zoysia right now. Zoysia is kind of a turf. It's been around forever in our business, but it's one that's kind of starting to get some traction right now with usage just because of the water that it doesn't use and the toughness of it, and the playing surface of it is a premium because your ball sits up on it. The one downfall to zoysia is you can't overseed it. It's not doesn't have the ability that Bermuda does to recover from the overseed, so you can't overseed it. But we have on our targets out here behind us a brand new variety called Stadium Zoysia that we're messing with. Desert Highlands down the way has it on their range, and that superintendent and I are very good friends, and he's watching it down there at his elevation and his temperature to your 10-degree difference.
Yeah.
And we're watching it up here at our elevation because
Yeah.
10 degrees is a big change for
It is.
us and for the turf. And so we're kind of watching and managing that. So I got a little science experiment going on down here along with, building a first-class facility.
Fantastic.
The Tahoma looks great, though, and it looks great at Apache, too. The Apache range looks terrific.
Yeah.
You did a great job with that.
Well, yeah, thanks. That range increased 10,000 square feet of usable space, which is enormous for us right now with the amount of, the activity of golf that we have and everything. So I think everybody's going to find that to be very beneficial, very helpful. That tee will open up here in the coming weeks. Like I said, we just dropped seed on it. So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to try to grow the seed up, and then we'll be ready to go. They're hitting off the new artificial turf up there at Apache, which will be on all the back of all these tees. And we just opened that this week, and so hopefully everybody's getting a feel for that. The Turf Hound mats were awesome. We a lot of top clubs in the country. John Lieberger did his research on that, and we wanted to use the best product, and that was overwhelmingly the number one product that we heard about. So we've got that on all the back of those tees and on the wedge range down here. So it's going to be a really fun winter, getting these projects opened up and getting member usage and feedback and showing it off for those that haven't seen it and weren't able to be here for the member meetings that we had. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I think you said last week, but I think it was 2 weeks
wow,
ago.
time
Yeah,
is flying.
Crazy. October 6th and 7th. So whenever that was, I think that was 2 weeks. But anyway, yeah. So we're excited and looking forward to that.
So check out on the member website under My Club, and then there's a club meetings tab. All of our coffee talks are saved in there. So you'll see if you want to go through page by page. Again, this was a couple weeks ago, so it's a real-time story with live living grass, but you'll get a chance to see what Todd presented and give you a quick walkthrough of all the courses. I did want to point one other thing out, a reference back to Renegade, the hole by hole article that you worked with John on this week for Tuesday's Mountain Minute is a great resource. It's very well written, easy, quick, but you get a really good idea of each hole and what enhancements have been made with that. So very great
I
work
gave
there.
you the Cliff Note version just a minute ago, kind of,
Yeah.
but if you want more through there.
Yeah.
And then one thing on Renegade before we leave Renegade.
Yeah.
Obviously, the number one question was, when's it going to be ready?
Oh.
Because I kidded in that meeting. I didn't kid. This is real. Members would drive. The holes that you see when they would drive would be number 1 and number 9.
Yeah.
And everybody think I'm off my rocker telling them that it's going to be ready in November, because those holes were 2 of the last holes that we were grassing, just sequencing and how things worked. So that wasn't a representation of the whole golf course. I'm happy to announce that we are on the last hole right now, finishing up the construction. We're a little bit behind of our original schedule, but we're on the last hole right now. We hope to have it seeded by Saturday of this week, and then we'll be shooting for an opening middle of November still. That we're trending towards, like I told the groups. The exact date of that we'll know more as soon as the seed hits the ground and we see germination. And we got a rain chance this weekend coming up that we want to make sure we dodge that we don't have any setbacks with that before we put a date out, an exact date. But anyway, it's all positive, and we're excited. We're seeing a tremendous amount of growth, and maturity in this young grass down here at Chiricahua and at Apache. And I appreciate all the members' patience as we go through this. I know it's not ideal. It's not ideal for us either to have this, but it's part of growing a living organism. You have a transition period. And, we try to minimize the effect as much as possible to our members, but there's just some things. You're working with Mother Nature. You're working with a lot of different elements. You can't really control it year to year. You try to do everything you can, spray-wise and everything, and there's just certain things that are out of your control, and we try to mitigate that as much as possible and make it as least impactful as possible.
I'm glad you brought up the drive-by thing, because, we'll ride the cart around on Renegade and we'll go, hot dog, man, some of these holes are looking great. But when you drive by in your car, it just happens to be that some of the holes you see are a little behind the other ones. But overall, it's looking great.
And all those holes, 5 off of Cave Creek Road, 9-1 coming in.
They're all right here.
The last 3 holes. The last 3 that we're doing. So.
Should have rethought that. You should have done those first.
You got to work yourself out of a corner. So.
No corners.
No corners.
All right. Well, good work. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. I know you've got a lot on your plate, and heading back out on the mountain to check on progress everywhere and get some golf courses open. Already enjoying quite a few already, and we're looking forward to an awesome winter season. Yeah,
and Cochise and Geronimo, and Outlaw. Outlaw has been fantastic, and just a reminder to everybody, that's going to be the dormant golf course this year. But playing conditions up there have been tremendous. I've heard a lot of positive feedback, and I am so excited to open Geronimo coming up, because you should see the partial overseed down there. It has been really, really good, and I'm excited. They just got the first mow on it yesterday, and we got 2 more weeks here to get it better and better, and the membership's going to be really happy with it. I think that getting that Bermuda to take a year off and getting that healthy down there has really been beneficial for the overseed. And then Cochise is about 5 to 7 days behind Geronimo with overseed, but it doesn't open until November the 7th.
Okay.
And so we're seeing really positive stuff there. We're right where we want to be. Geronimo will open October 31st. Cochise will be November 7th, and really, really excited for those.
We were out shooting a video on Geronimo yesterday, and
Okay.
well,
Oh, go ahead. No, that's fine.
well, I wasn't going to bring it up, but since you laughed, I mean, yeah, we did have a sprinkler issue. Patrick did get blasted a little bit with a sprinkler. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that was
up.
so much you guys. I think that's my guys when the boss comes on, like playing the joke, like Happy Gilmore, like meet me on the night. Yeah, so, but,
What I was going to say was just that Geronimo is looking amazing.
Oh, it's
and,
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, we had one of the most beautiful backdrops yesterday, so I'm excited for Geronimo.
And I just
to open,
love
too.
seeing how excited this guy is about everything opening up.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
This is every time we sit down.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a turf class, and I just learned so much.
And it's the whole crew. It's your whole crew.
Yeah.
Yesterday at the agronomy meeting, when we brought up the overseeding, who was it from? You said he gets really gets really amped about
Mike Reineke.
Yeah.
And then Matt
great.
raised his hand too, and he's like, "Hey,
I like overseeing.
Yeah.
I like overseeing too."
Yeah, I've got a really good group of guys, really good group of team. So a guy can't ask for anything more than that.
It's awesome.
And we're continuing to build it and work on it, and it's good. Our labor situation's getting amazing.
Yes.
With the arrival of some of our workers and
Yes.
talent and culture. Wes, shout out to Wes and Wendy and Maria and their team. They have been unbelievable with what they've been helping us do and find resources for us to attract people up here. And then the membership, I talk about this all the time. I talked about this in the group golf thing. Just the commitment that the club and the membership makes to us teammates, our teammates, us as individuals, the support, the benefits, the gas support, and all of that stuff that we're doing is unheard of. And we're forever grateful. At least I am for running that deal. And I think I can speak for everybody else. But
No doubt about it. Much love, much appreciation.
having
and love for our
a
members.
department the size of mine, that's huge.
And it's just one big happy family,
Yep. Even you two, like a little
Aw.
bit,
They
right?
get to come along. They get
We
to
were in
come
the
along.
meeting yesterday, and it was just fun to see the agronomy guys, the accounting team, marketing, talent and culture, everybody all working together.
Everybody's involved.
I don't think every club is like that, where you have that much chemistry between all the different groups of people. It's pretty cool to see.
It is great. Well said, Michael.
You want to do
Well,
some? You want to do some shots?
Shots around the mountain.
Can't have
One last
great turf and not have great shots, right?
Great
Yeah,
shots.
exactly.
One
any more?
last spin on the board.
That does not describe today's podcast.
That is the wrong.
There we go.
Okay.
All
Is
right.
any of mine from yesterday on? Oh, wait. Sorry.
We should have added that. And with a birdie on number 7 at Chiricahua,
He didn't.
Todd Bohn.
I didn't
missed
birdie,
the
though.
birdie.
He missed
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
birdie.
you missed it.
Yeah.
All right, but we did have Thursday, October 13th, Roger Cassidy with an eagle on number 9 at Apache. Congratulations.
It's good.
We had Tuesday, October 18th, Kay McDougal with an eagle on number 10 at Apache.
Good shot.
That's
Good
a
playing.
great shot.
We had Tuesday, October 18th, the same day, Eric Monson, an eagle on number 11 at Outlaw.
Man, the Eagles were flying around
Yeah.
there.
Eagles were flying.
Lion.
And then to close it out, a hole-in-one.
Hey.
Wow.
We had Mary Dumont, Tuesday, October 18th, hole-in-one, number 4 at Outlaw.
Wow.
Wow.
Good shot.
That
Awesome
is
shot.
awesome.
Love getting those holes in one.
Especially
Yes.
at Outlaw, too.
Yep.
Goodness. All right.
Good
Well,
shot.
that wraps it up for us, I think.
I think so.
Looking forward to seeing the members at the Fall Bash.
Oh, that's right.
coming
Tomorrow
up.
night.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys all going? You guys gonna
We're
be
all
there?
we'll all be there.
We'll be there. We'll be
yeah.
there. There's a couple seats left. So if you haven't registered yet, check it out. I know a couple of hours could pass between now and when we roll this out, but there were some seats that were
And it's
available.
already the biggest one yet, I think, isn't it? Up there somewhere?
It's about the same, but we just rolled out, just increased some space,
Yeah.
and made more opportunities for more members, which is what we're doing all season long. So
Yep.
it's going to be a great time. So we'll see you all there.
See you
Look forward
there.
to it.
And see you around the mountain.
See you on the mountain.